Happy 51st birthday to my friend and yours, Matt LeBlanc.
And happy birthday to him. I don't care. Good luck.
So Jeff Kurr is from Shark Week. You can see, as Stugatz mentioned, Air Jaws, Back from the Dead, airing tonight, 8 p.m. Discovery. Shark Week is an obsession around here, and we are happy to have you on. Jeff, you are a Shark Week fixture. So I have a lot of questions. Thank you for being on with us. Do you guys feed those sharks? Do you guys feed the sharks to make sure that they're not going to be dangerous in any way around Aaron Rodgers, because you can't have a situation where you're biting off a $200 million arm or hand?
Well, if you don't feed them, you're not going to get any shark action. I'll tell you that right now, because they have no interest in us other than our food and our baits.
All right. Well, explain to the people then, because I still don't believe it's still one of the world's greatest fears is being attacked by a shark, and you're not afraid of them.
Not at all. In fact, it's a bad week to be a SEAL, though. I will say that. But as far as humans go, it's really not an issue. If you jump in the water with a shark, as you've been watching all week, they really don't want to come racing in and bite us. They're curious. They're going to come close, and they came close to Ronda Rousey. You probably saw that. She pushed it away. It's not really a problem. If you're a fish or a seal, it's a problem. Not a human, though.
In your years doing this, and sometimes they do mistake us for seals, that's how those attacks happen. So in your years doing this, what's the most panic situation any of the safety divers have been in?
Panic situation. Well, usually what happens is if you have multiple sharks in a scenario and you can't keep your eyes on all of them, that can get a little sketchy, because sharks are ambush predators. They like to sneak up on their prey, and they can tell if you're looking at them. So if you turn your back on a shark, not a good thing. You always want to have your eye on the shark, but if you see the shark and it sees you, usually no problem.
So they're cowards. I mean, really, they're sucker punchers. The shark is it won't look you. If you look the shark in the eye, what you're telling us, that all I got to do to avoid a shark attack is look the shark in the eye.
Win a staring contest.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will back down. I mean, people ask me, what would you rather do, go face-to-face with a great white shark or, say, like a lion? I'll take a great white shark every time.
All right, well,
all you have to do is basically gesture towards them and they turn away.
Well, how many other animals, how low on that spectrum do I have to go before you're like, no, I'd rather the weasel. I'll take the weasel. Like, what on the animal spectrum, you are less scared of blank than you are of a shark, a pit bull?
Yeah, I tell you, some cats scare me. The house cats, they can scratch out of nowhere. But I hate to give the secret up, but sharks are surprisingly wimpy when it comes to people. The ones where you have an attack situation, or they call it a shark bite now, to be more politically correct, but it's usually someone that never saw the shark. They never saw it coming, like, say, a boogie boarder or a surfer. You usually never see the shark, and that's when people get bit. When you see the shark, that's actually a good thing. That's a fun thing, for me anyway.
Did you just say that you are more scared of the common house cat than you are of a great white shark?
Absurd.
Is that something that you just said?
Yeah, my girlfriend has this cat that scratches out of nowhere. There's no predicting it. You're petting it, it's fine, all of a sudden just whack. But sharks are more predictable than that.
Yeah.
And you prefer she have a shark, is what you're saying.
Okay, that is what he said.
I would do better with the shark, yeah. No kidding.
All right, but among these people that you have welcomed into your world, like, who has been the most fearful? Who among these celebrities or people that you've had around has been trying to conquer a fear?
Well, I think that was sort of the running theme of the celebrities that have been featured this week, is they all had some fears about sharks. Shaq is hilarious, but I think he was putting on a show. I think he was actually a little more confident than he let on with the sharks, and he did great. He was hilarious. I thought he was hilarious.
Oh, so Shaq did good television for you guys.
Oh, yeah. He was funny, didn't you think? I mean, he has great comedic timing, as you know.
Can't believe you said that.
During Shark Week, not on the TNT broadcast.
He was awesome. And he was bigger than all the sharks in the show. So
well, this is what I was saying. What I was saying, it must be so confounding. The shark is not very smart, right? The shark's kind of an idiot.
Oh, no. No, the sharks are very smart in a different way from us. They're not book smart, but as far as instinctually, they're extremely smart.
I feel.
Well, but what if you were based on instinct, wouldn't you come upon Shaq and be, if you're already a coward, especially that can't make eye contact, wouldn't the shark be more likely to be afraid of something Shaq-sized than Shaq would be to be afraid of something the shark-sized?
Definitely in most cases, but I think that one little shark that snuck in the cage with him was just trying to get some screen time.
All right, well,
That's
tell us about this, though. What can you tell us without spoiler alerts? What happened? How often does that happen where a shark gets into a cage?
Well, that shark was so small. The cage was designed for 6 or 7 foot sharks, and that was like a 2-foot Caribbean reef shark that actually was able to wiggle through the cage. And probably somebody accidentally dropped a piece of bait in there. It might have been Rob Riggle. Might have dropped a Dorito in there.
On purpose, yeah.
I mean, I've seen him eat Doritos. Yep. And it made for some fun.
Good. Jeff, I was having this debate with my wife last night. Could Shaq survive multiple shark bites?
If he had the proper first aid, I think so. Yeah, I think he could because he's a big guy. Probably has a lot of blood flow, and it's all about restricting blood loss when you get bitten by a shark. You want to cut off that blood flow right away.
Why should people be watching?
Lots of room. Lots of room for bandages. Right. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's all right. Jeff Kurr again with us. You can see Air Jaws Back from the Dead airing tonight, 8 p.m. on Discovery as part of Shark Week, celebrating its 30th anniversary. If you were telling people they need to be watching what it is that you guys are doing this week, explain to me what it is you'd be selling them. Why is it that they should be watching the things you guys are doing this week?
Well, this being the 30th anniversary of Shark Week, we just went all out this year. I personally produced 4 shows for Shark Week, and we had some incredible stories that we covered this year. Like last night, you may have seen, I covered an incident where these orcas came in and wiped out all these great white sharks in South Africa. They killed 5 huge great white sharks, these 2 orca. And
port and starboard, they're sitting out there eating livers, these liver killers.
Yeah, just for the livers. What a waste. And it was just an unbelievable story. Nothing like that's ever happened before. And we were able to sort of track these orca up and down the coast and follow their mayhem. They go from shark spot to shark spot, chasing all the sharks off, killing a few. It was terrible for the sharks. And, in fact, they didn't have a shark down there for almost a year. So people that went down there to go cage diving, and a lot of people do from the States and Europe, there was no sharks. No great whites at all for almost a year. But they're starting to trickle back now, thankfully.
Can you tell us more about these amazing orcas, and when are we going to have a killer whale week that lasts for 30 years if they're out here hunting these pathetic coward sharks?
Well, killer whales are interesting. Obviously, they're the top predator in the ocean. People always think of sharks as the top predator, but it looks like the orcas have won that battle because they have no problem taking out a huge great white shark. But I don't know. There's something about sharks that make them more interesting than orcas. To me, personally, I think to the world, because people love Shark Week. It gets more popular every single year. It's gone beyond sharks. It's more like an event. It's like the Daytona 500 every summer. You have to have this, or it's not a summer without Shark Week, right? So it's more than sharks. It's bigger than sharks, and they're the most popular wild animal in the world.
Jeff, thanks for being on with us. We appreciate it, sir.
All right, guys. Have a good day.
Thanks, Jeff.
Tom Cruise is an absolute waste of space. That guy's a loon. The only stunt I want to see is him hopping up and down on Oprah's couch. Are you kidding me? Mission Impossible franchise, overrated. I'm all about Rocky and the Italian.
Where the hell did this come from? What?
Literally. Cruise hopping up and down on Oprah's couch. Is that I'll watch for 2 hours because that shows the guy's an absolute
How did he breach security around the shark? How did he get into the cage? How did he slip in, this 2-foot weasel? How did he slip into the shark cage to give us his...
Not a 2-foot weasel named Tom Cruise. That guy's punier than I am. There's no way he does his own stunts.
More money, more problems.
I had that conversation 3 hours ago.
We have to talk about the Mission Impossible Rocky conversation. Guillermo Gil started the show today by arguing that the Mission Impossible franchise is better than Rocky.
Because Rocky's too deep for me.